The Turkey Sandwich Podcast, me and bread for your head. It's episode number 6, and today's topic, dieting. The do's and don'ts of dieting and how to get you started on your weight loss journey, to give you more energy, to give you more confidence, to make you feel better and look better and help you live a long, healthy, sustainable lifestyle. Let's get this thing started. So let's be honest, there are few things in life that are better than food, that bring us more joy and comfort and satisfaction on a day-to-day basis. So we need to start right there that food is good. Food is wonderful. Food brings out the best in us. Food is great. Is there really anything better than just breaking bread with some of your friends, going out for some appetizers and drinks, or sitting down to that wonderful meal? I mean, it's literally our human nature to love and enjoy the things we eat. So we need to start right there. That's where we need to realize that food is a good thing. It is not a bad thing. There is nothing wrong with food. There is nothing, negative about food. Food is not poisonous to our body. It is delicious and nurturing and helps us function in our day-to-day lives. We need to have a healthy relationship with food. Now, where you get into some murky water is when food becomes a medication, when food becomes a stopgap between your emotions and your physical body. So we need to have a healthy relationship with food. And if we enter into the territory of self-medicating with food, that's when things become dangerous. That's when we need to reassess and reevaluate why we're eating. So starting out on your weight loss journey, I always tell people to start with the 5 on, 2 off method. That's 5 days of really strict eating, like during the week, during your work week, just eating really healthy as you can, really watching what you're putting into your mouth, and then 2 days off. That's the weekend. Really enjoying yourself and enjoying those favorite foods that you like to eat. That may not be the healthiest, but that's your reward at the end of the week. So you got to start that way, with that mindset. Like, I'm going to do something, but there's a reward at the end of the week. That I'm going to take 5 steps forward, 2 small steps back, and the net increase is going to be 3 steps forward. And that progress is going to bring you happiness in your life, that you're making a difference in your life, that you're feeling better, looking better, and adhering to a plan that's going to change your life in the long run. Now let's jump right into it. We're going to go over some of the do's and don'ts of dieting. The first thing you got to do is start with sugar reduction. You got to start cutting back on the sodas and juices and eating too many fruits. The byproduct of sugar is fat. Unused sugar in your body turns into glycogen and ends up being fat. A lot of people don't realize that, but you can literally drink yourself fat. Drinking too much soda and too many juices can literally make you fat without even eating too much sugar. So that's a big one. Now, if you have a major sweet tooth and you want some sugar, I always recommend eating some kind of a berry. A strawberry, blueberry, cranberry, raspberry, any kind of berry. When in doubt, choose a berry. And then as far as drinks are concerned, stick with coffee, tea, and just drink lots of water. You got to stay well hydrated. So cutting back on your sugar is huge in losing weight. Just doing this alone without any exercise is going to cause you to lose a lot of weight starting out. Next, you got to increase your protein intake. Increase your protein, especially like your white meats, your fish, your chicken, your turkey. If you want to do like a protein shake for supplementation purposes, and or like Greek yogurt. These are all great things. And the best thing about protein is it makes you feel more full and gives you that satiated feeling. That's huge. And also there's tons of amino acids in protein. So these are going to be the building blocks for muscle growth. And once you build more muscle, it's going to displace fat and help you burn more fat. So you got to increase your protein intake. If you're super active, highly active, you want to get at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you're just starting out, maybe try at least half of that. So do like 50% of your body weight, but you got to increase your protein intake. Moving right along, you got to get the fiber intake up in your diet. You got to take in more fiber. So I always think about the big B's when I'm talking about fiber. Broccoli, berries, beans, and bread. That's whole grain bread. But all those foods are very high in fiber. And fiber is really huge because it's going to help you control your cravings for that fatty food, that high sodium food. It's going to help you burn fat faster. It's also going to boost your immune system. And it's just nature's way of cleaning out your insides. So you got to increase your fiber intake, and you got to start doing that right away. And also, you got to start increasing the amount of fat in your diet. By that, I mean healthy fats. Fat has become such a taboo word. Like, don't be afraid to increase the healthy fats in your diet. You got to be taking in some nuts, avocados, eggs, yogurt. Those kinds of things are really high in healthy fat. And the great thing about fat when it's healthy is it's going to decrease the bad cholesterol in your body, the LDL. It's going to decrease it. It's going to help with your heart function, and it's going to make your overall body function increase. And it's going to increase the good cholesterol, the HDL in your body. You got to have high HDL if you want to be healthy long term. So don't be afraid of fat. Take in some healthy fats and start changing your outlook on fat. And lastly, you got to start cutting back on the processed foods in your diet. By that, I mostly mean fast food. You got to cut the fast food out of your diet. I remember this picture of a Big Mac. Somebody had taken a picture of a Big Mac every day for 30 days and then sped up the frames of the pictures. And the Big Mac looked exactly the same as it did 30 days later. Processed food has preservatives. And guess what? When you eat that food, it's going to take a lot longer to break down in your body. High in fats, high in saturated fats, high in sodium. And those preservatives are just going to cause the food to sit in your body longer, to not move the fat out of your body. So that about wraps it up on the do's. Reduce that sugar, increase the protein, increase the fiber, increase the healthy fats in your diets, and cut the fast food. Cut out all the processed food as much as possible. So now let's get to the don'ts of dieting. Now these are things that you don't want to do because it's going to cause you to end up quitting your diet. You're going to overdo it. So first and foremost, don't give up your favorite foods. Do not give the things that you love up. Save those for the weekends. Use those as rewards. If you have a love affair with cheeseburgers or pizza or pastas, don't give those things up. Save them for the weekends. For me, it's pastrami's and ice cream. Those are my two Achilles heels. Those are the two things that I could literally eat every single day and never get tired of. Remember, this is about long-term sustainability. You want to stick to your diet, you want to adhere to your diet, and you want to make lifestyle changes long-term. So don't give up your favorite foods, number one. Next, don't be too hardcore in the beginning. Crawl before you run. Start slow and build on your little victories. Choose healthy options, choose alternative options, and see the prize at the end of the week. You can't just jump into this all in because you're not going to stick to your diet. You cannot go cold turkey on every single food that you've been eating the last 15, 20, 30 years of your life. You got to start slow, and you gradually got to build on your success and gradually get more hardcore. You don't want to just go all in and then just be screw it, I can't do this. No, this is too much for me. No, start slow and keep building your way up. On top of that, you don't want to get discouraged. Everyone's going to make mistakes. Everybody's going to take step backs. Everybody's going to have those long, hard, stressful days where they just eat a pack of donuts or eat too much ice cream or go through the drive-thru and just pig out on a couple cheeseburgers. Don't beat yourself up. Don't get discouraged. Realize that you made a mistake and find out what your triggers are. Is it work that triggers you? Is it stress? Is it confrontation? Whatever it is, you need to figure out what your triggers are. You need to reduce the stress in your life, get more sleep if you have to get more sleep, and figure out how to deal with those triggers properly and to avoid them if you have to do whatever it takes. And next, don't lose sight of your bigger goals. If you have a couple bad days or a bad week, don't worry about it. This isn't about changing your life for a month or a year. This is about making changes for the rest of your life, being more active for the rest of your life, living longer and living healthier, and living a more fulfilled life long term. And next, don't forget your why. Why are you doing this? Are you just doing this to look better? Are you doing this to feel better, to have more confidence, to be there longer for your friends and your family? Whatever your why is, embrace it and hold on to it and remember it every day when you're having tough times and you're struggling. So, next up, and lastly, don't go this alone. Find some support, find some positive people to hang around, find some people who have similar goals and are trying to cut back and diet and get healthy and active. Don't go this alone. You need accountability, you need support, you need all these things every day. So let's wrap this podcast up. Let's put the whipped cream and the cherry on top of the milkshake, and let's get this week started off right. So I just wanted to challenge you. I'm going to give you 3 quick things to start your diet. I know we talked about all the do's and the don'ts, but let's simplify it. Keep it simple. So let's start number 1 with giving up soda and juice. Just give up any kind of soda, any kind of juice, break the cycle, break the addiction, and stop drinking soda. The second thing I want you to do, stop eating fast food. Get out of the drive-thru. If it has a drive-thru, don't go through it. Stop with the fast food and the processed food. And lastly, increase your protein. Do it by, having a protein shake, eating some Greek yogurt, eating an extra serving of meat to make you feel more full. But start eating more protein today. You can do it. We can do it. Let's do this thing together, and let's have a great week. I'll talk to you guys soon.